LoreWarrior Online, MR-V2 Cerberus. Overview. The product of more than a year of effort, the Cerberus is the culmination of Lexatech engineers' bid to produce a powerful and menacing assault mech in the tradition of the classic Star League King Crab and Atlas. With a narrow profile in comparison to other assault mechs, the Cerberus possesses a reinforced lower torso and legs, providing a strong and steady firing platform. Combined with formidable armament, this mech is a worthy opponent for any clan or inner sphere foe. Capabilities. Firepower appears to have been the Cerberus designer's sole consideration. For long and medium-range attacks, it carries two devastating grizzled Gauss rifles. Though such powerful weapons were in limited supply and costly during the design phase, the unquestionable advantage of possessing such awesome firepower overrode any objection to their use. With several well-placed shots, a Cerberus can cripple any opponent. Supporting the heavy weapons, a quartet of Blackenberg medium pulse lasers lurks behind well-concealed fire doors on the mech's upper torso. During combat, the doors can slide away, and the lasers extend for a better field of fire. A favourite tactic of Cerberus pilots is to wait until an unsuspecting foe closes to point-blank range before deploying their close combat weapons. Designers included a pair of rear-firing machine guns as anti-infantry defence, and a head-mounted AMS system, providing much-needed protection against missile attack. Powered by a massive GM380XL power plant, the Cerberus is surprisingly fast for an assault mech, this speed coming at the price of a meager 11 tons of ferrofibrous armour protecting the entire chassis. Deployment. With the inner sphere still reeling from the clan invasion, Lexatech found a ready market for this new design. Cashing in on the rearmament frenzy, Lexatech was more than willing to sell to anyone from the inner sphere great houses to minor nobles to well-heeled mercenary commands. Today, the Cerberus can be found across the inner sphere and beyond, though the initial enthusiasm prompted by the mech's raw firepower has cooled somewhat. The demand does remain high, however. Variants. A common field modification seen across the inner sphere, the MRV3, involves removing the machine guns and increasing the rear armour protection, mostly on the arms and legs. House Marek and the Word of Blake field a variant known as the MNT-A-RY-5M, or just the MR-5M once Blakeists, by replacing the right arm Gauss rifle with an extended range PPC and two additional medium pulse lasers. Engineers have been able to add 3 more heatsinks and 3 tons of armour. Recently, the Word of Blake introduced a new modification known as the MR-6B by removing the machine guns and replacing the right torso medium pulse lasers with extended range medium lasers. The Blakeists have since made room for an improved C3I module and an additional ton of armour on the arms and legs. This modification requires technicians to move the anti-missile system magazine into the left torso to make room for the new C3I system. Notable mech warriors. Major Evan Green. An ambitious and politically astute officer, Green held the rank of Commandant in the 8th FedCom RCT. During the Federated Commonwealth Civil War, Evan saw his commands consumed as vicious fighting engulfed the key world of Cathal. Captured by Allied forces, Green later gave evidence during Lieutenant General Fallon's war crimes trial. When the dust had settled, Green was reunited with his rebuilt Cerberus and offered a battalion command with the newly formed 1st Royal Cavaliers, a testament to his still powerful connections. The events of the past few years have done nothing to diminish his ambition. Those who know him expect him to go far, while those who don't would be advised to watch their backs. Colonel Sandra Barkley. Commander of the Star League Defence Force's 71st Light Horse Regiment, Sandra Barkley is the stepdaughter of the legendary Captain Dashing John McAllister. After graduating from the prestigious NAIS, she served with the elite 7th Crucis Lancers before joining the Eridani Light Horse. As commander of the 71st, Colonel Barkley has the dubious distinction of seeing her command decimated twice. The first time occurred on Coventry at the talons of the Jade Falcons, while the second came courtesy of the Smoke Jaguars on Huntress. The rebuilt 71st is currently acting as the SLDF garrison on Huntress, where Colonel Barkley is becoming increasingly concerned by the unusual interest shown in her command by warriors of Clan Goliath Scorpion. The Cerberus, it's one of those mechs that's just there, you know? I don't... This is one of those mechs that I doubt many people would really bring up much in a conversation about assault mechs. It's a 95-tonner. It has a chassis based called the Thermo Electron 2. Its power plant is a GM380XL, cruiser 43, max of 65. No jump jets. Armour is the Aldous Heavy Ferrofibrous model. It has 2 Grizzard Model 200 Gauss rifles, 4 Blackenberg medium pulsers, 1 MacArthur AMS system, and 2 Sperry Browning machine guns. Manufactured by Lexitech Heavy Industries, primary factory on Hun Ho. Communication system is the OP3000 OSJ, and targeting and tracking is provided by the OP Pulse Track Mark III. This translates into a walk of 4, a run of 6, and 24 heat dissipation. It has 35 armour on the CT with 15 on the rear, 21 on the right and left torsos with 10 on the rear, and 19 on the arms and legs, respectively. So you can see why the refits and stuff usually move armour around to the arms and legs, considering actually the armour for the arms is important because that's where both of its Gauss rifles are, and let's face it, they're its biggest and best punch. As I said, I don't... It's another one of those... It's not disliked, I don't think. I don't really think many people even are really aware of it. It's kind of cool. I like Matt Plog's updated armor artwork. It moves around. It looks like it's making some kind of interesting maneuvers there after firing. It gives it a bit more kind of interest with that little bit of, the kinetic sort of form of the art. I don't know. I'm struggling to really come up with anything that I would say like, yeah, it's cool. Again, it's one of those mechs that I would probably throw in there as a villain, or maybe as a reward, or a quirky thing that players may find. Maybe they find like a wrecked one that, it could be a side project for them, they can get it back up and running. Or it's a design that has been acquired by some like noble or whatever, and he's taking it out on its first kind of field run, and the players have been hired as mercs to protect, or maybe they're just like private security, that kind of thing. But again, it's not one of those ones. I doubt there's many people kind of flicking through going, oh wow, gotta have me a Cerberus, It's also odd to call it the Cerberus and not even have any kind of three-headed type thing, but whatever. It's not dislikable. 95 ton that can move 4 and 6 against, pretty good, and dual Gauss is nasty. Obviously, it's actually perfect as a machine that you would see in a game like MWO. I mean, twin Gauss with quad pulse lasers, it's already built for meta. PGI would obviously move the machine guns from the back to the front, and you'd have a pair of ballistics hardpoints, an extra pair of ballistics hardpoints, which would make this thing some kind of friggin' like ultra AC death machine or something. So yeah, or even 95, yeah, you could probably do like the quad LB build, whatever people will come up with. So I mean, this thing would not be unwelcome in an online adaptation, I don't think. But in the grand pantheon of assault mechs, I don't know. I don't really see this being up there as a lot of people's like top mechs. So I'm sure people in the comments will say, "Oh, I love it. I used this in this campaign. It was amazing." I'm sure it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad mech by any stretch. I just don't know if it's one of those mechs that really like grab people and it stays with them. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. So that's the Cerberus. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.